Minnesota Fine Vikings co-regional defense coordinators Adam Zimmer the younger, as well as Andre Patterson, addressed the media this week. It's great. You got coordinators talking to the media. It actually feels like football might happen this year. Let's go. Let's get it done. So they gave some insight on what's been going on with the defense this offseason, as well as what to expect coming up for the 2020 season. So hop into a couple of these quotes. These are from our guy, Dane Mizutani from Pioneer Press. Quote, Andre Patterson talked about this. We were together when Zim first talked to us about it. Becoming co-regional defense coordinators. We met together for a week or so to try to figure out what would be best for the best way for both of us. It's been really smooth. We talk to each other every day, and we are on the same page. When we install with the players, handle the front end, Adam handles the back end. Same in our meetings. There hasn't been any issues, and it's been outstanding. End quote. So Patterson also talks about he's known Adam Zimmer since he was a little kid, right? And we talk about nepotism in the NFL, and also nepotism gets thrown around, and it's generally seen as a bad thing. But sometimes it can be good. Like you look at Kyle Shanahan, you look at Clint Kubiak, look at Adam Zimmer. I mean, these kids have grown up in football, coaching, the culture. Like they know all the other assistants, they know the players, they know how to handle themselves in the locker room. Like they know. Since a very young age, they've been grinding film. They've been getting all this information from their pops, as well as their pops peers and whatnot. So it can be a good thing, right? This is not a situation where some burnout just skates through college and gets through with like a 7-year degree, and then all of a sudden gets a VP job at their dad's company. That ain't it. That is not it. So Adam and Patterson working together. Also, a little insight there. Talked about that Patterson's handling the front end, Adam Zimmer's handling the back end. So it is a little bit like we talked about, where it could be one of those college football type splits where you have a run game coordinator, passing game coordinator, instead of just using stages of the defense. So there you go. Also, Patterson talking about this weird offseason, he said this, quote, as soon as we knew everything was going to have to be virtual, it was how can you take this perceived negative and turn into a positive. They've instituted a new protocol this offseason, taking a little bit more time to install new packages if the situation calls for it. The simple concept has allowed players to ask questions more freely and has made sure everyone stays on the same page from the onset. Quote, I'm an old teacher. Started off as a teacher, and we had to get into a teacher mode, not a coach mode, Patterson said. We're going to be teachers and teach these guys what the scheme is all about, and I think that worked out very well for us in this process, end quote. Also, something with this offseason is that coaches may have to simplify their schemes a little bit, and that actually may be a good thing, because I've always felt like coaches obviously have egos, and more complex is not always better. Right, you can make football as simple or as complex as you want it, and I feel like at a certain level, you're just trying to be cute, and over complexity is just over complex for over complexity sake. So simple schemes, whatever you want to be. Now, if it's simple installation or simple schemes, just having players go out there and shine, because if players know their roles, and the scheme is rather simplistic. It's like, this is your gap, this is your coverage, this is your thing, whatever. Players can play faster, right? They're more comfortable, they play faster, and then their natural talent can just shine. So if that happens, I'd be all for it. And with the truncated offseason, it may limit what coaches can put in, especially if training camp is severely limited as well. So this may actually be a blessing in disguise. Adam Zimmer chimed in with this, quote, we have slowed it down. It's been really good, not only for the young players, even the veterans. Zimmer said they've been able to understand the grand scheme of the defense because they're hearing everybody talk about their own position. I think that's been good. We're very happy with the results of how the offseason went, and hopefully we can continue that on as we get back together whenever that may be, end quote. So, yeah, this may be the future, right? The whole virtual learning thing, because we saw during the draft, this is the best draft I've ever seen. Like everyone working from home, all the players that are in their home, that was great. But this is really unprecedented, because before, like, we've never had the technology to actually have this happen. And of course, coaches want players on the field. I mean, the NFLPA may run with this, be like, hey, players are learning better in this setting. They're able to communicate better through technology, and it could actually work. So we'll see what happens with the defense this year. And I actually think that they could spin this negative into certainly a positive. It is going to take a lot of leadership by Eric Hendricks and Harrison Smith and Danielle Hunter and Anthony Barr, because there is a lot of turnover on this defense. And if it does pull through and the young guys really do hit the ground running, especially in that secondary, maybe you could have Stu going. Also, Patterson talked about play calling, and he's like, that's for Zimmer to decide. That is basically it. But yeah, I at first I was a little bit unsure of how this co-regional defense coordinator thing was going to work, but obviously, Patterson and Adam Zimmer have a great working relationship. You can tell that there's a lot of love, a lot of respect there, and also very little ego, which is absolutely just it's going to make things work. I hope so if we have a season. Yeah. All right, but your thoughts. Zimmer, Patterson talking to the media. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us on the Venmo. Please give us a follow on social media as well. Until next time. Skull, production value.